Artificial intelligence just compressed 12 to 15 years of drug discovery into mere weeks. While traditional pharmaceutical companies spend up to $2.5 billion bringing a single drug to market, AI systems are identifying promising treatments and advancing them to human trials faster than most companies complete their paperwork. Welcome back to Curiosity AI Podcast. I'm your host, and today we're diving into what might be the most transformative medical breakthrough of our lifetime. In the quiet laboratories of companies like Recursion Pharmaceuticals and Google's isomorphic labs, something extraordinary is happening that would have been considered science fiction just 2 years ago. We're talking about artificial intelligence systems that can design new drugs from scratch, predict their effectiveness, and guide them through testing so efficiently that human volunteers are taking experimental doses just weeks after initial computer analysis. This isn't theoretical research or distant promises. This is happening right now, with $3.3 billion in investment and multiple AI-designed drugs already in human clinical trials. Today, we'll explore how AI is solving humanity's greatest scientific bottleneck, examine the technology behind these breakthroughs, and reveal what this means for every patient hoping for faster cures. We'll break down Google's $600 million bet, analyze the companies leading this revolution, and discover why medical historians will likely remember 2025 as the year artificial intelligence finally delivered on its promise to revolutionize healthcare. Let me explain why traditional drug discovery has been humanity's greatest scientific bottleneck for over a century. Imagine trying to find the perfect key for a lock, but you have to physically create and test each key one by one. That's essentially how pharmaceutical companies have operated for decades. Traditional drug development requires scientists to synthesize thousands of compounds physically, then test them individually in laboratory experiments. This process typically takes 12 to 15 years and costs anywhere from $750 million to $2.6 billion per approved drug. Perhaps most frustratingly, less than 10% of drug candidates ever reach patients. Here's where AI changes everything. Instead of physically creating thousands of compounds, AI can evaluate millions of potential molecules virtually. Think of it like having a computer that can simulate every possible key design and predict which ones will work before you ever pick up a piece of metal. The breakthrough comes from training AI systems on massive databases of molecular interactions. These algorithms learn to recognize how different compounds affect living cells at the atomic level. When Recursion Pharmaceuticals applied this technology to identify blood cancer treatments, their AI needed to analyze only 344 potential drug candidates instead of the thousands that traditional screening would require. The result was REC3565, a promising blood cancer treatment that moved from computer prediction to human testing faster than most pharmaceutical companies complete their initial safety paperwork. We're talking about compressing timelines that remained unchanged for generations into weeks or months. The moment everything changed came with AlphaFold, DeepMind's groundbreaking protein structure prediction system. When AlphaFold 3 was released in May 2024, it gave researchers unprecedented ability to understand protein interactions at the atomic level. Scientists could suddenly see how proteins fold and interact with precision that was previously impossible. But the real breakthrough happened when companies started combining AlphaFold with advanced drug design algorithms. Insilico Medicine demonstrated this with their development of rentosertib, a treatment for fibrosis. Their AI platforms compressed what typically takes 4 years into just 18 months, running from target identification to preclinical candidate. By 2025, rentosertib had successfully completed Phase 2 clinical trials. The most audacious development came from Google's isomorphic labs. In March 2025, they raised $600 million in their first external funding round. This wasn't just notable for its size, it was remarkable because Demis Hassabis, the Nobel Prize-winning co-founder of DeepMind, announced at the World Economic Forum that AI-designed drugs would enter human trials in 2025. He wasn't making a hopeful prediction. He was describing a specific timeline backed by hundreds of millions of dollars in committed investment. Perhaps most impressively, companies like Atomwise have developed neural networks that can identify structurally novel drug candidates for 235 out of 318 different protein targets. The system works in time frames measured in days rather than months. This isn't simply faster searching through existing databases. The AI genuinely designs new molecular structures that human chemists might never have conceived. The implications of AI-accelerated drug discovery extend far beyond faster treatments. We're witnessing a fundamental shift in global healthcare capabilities and economic power structures. Total funding reached $3.3 billion in 2024, and the first quarter of 2025 has already seen several massive funding rounds. For developing countries, AI drug discovery represents a potential pathway to medical equity that would have been unimaginable under traditional research paradigms. The computational infrastructure required to run sophisticated drug discovery AI is becoming increasingly affordable and accessible. This potentially enables researchers in countries that could never support traditional pharmaceutical development to contribute to global medical progress. Healthcare costs consume an ever-growing percentage of economic output in developed countries. These costs could be fundamentally altered if the cost of developing new treatments falls by the 30 to 40% that early evidence suggests is possible. We're talking about potential savings measured in hundreds of billions of dollars annually across global healthcare systems. The technology is also creating entirely new categories of treatable diseases. Rare genetic conditions affect millions of people worldwide, but traditional pharmaceutical development has largely ignored these conditions because patient populations are too small to justify massive research investments. These conditions are now becoming economically viable targets for AI-assisted drug discovery. Several companies now develop AI-designed treatments for ultra-rare diseases that affect fewer than 1,000 patients worldwide. This represents therapeutic development that would never have been attempted under traditional economic models. The geopolitical implications are significant. Countries and companies that master AI drug discovery could gain decisive advantages in global healthcare markets, potentially reshaping pharmaceutical industry leadership for generations. Let's talk about how this revolution changes everything for patients and healthcare systems. The most immediate impact involves diseases that have resisted traditional research approaches for decades. Cancer treatment represents one of the most promising areas, with several AI-designed cancer treatments advancing to phase 2 trials with encouraging early results. Antibiotics represent another area where AI achieves breakthroughs that had eluded traditional research methods. The discovery of Halicin in 2019 established important precedent. This was the first antibiotic identified using machine learning, taking just 3 days to discover a compound effective against drug-resistant bacterial strains that had been considered virtually untreatable. For individual patients, the transformation means access to treatments that might never have been developed under traditional approaches. The FDA has begun adapting its regulatory processes to accommodate AI-discovered drugs, implementing pilot programs that use artificial intelligence to accelerate the review process itself. AI-assisted reviews enable regulatory scientists to complete analyses in minutes that previously required 3 days of manual work. The newest AI systems demonstrate capabilities that border on the uncanny. Researchers at MIT recently described algorithms that can predict not just whether a potential drug will be effective, but also what kinds of side effects it might cause, and how those effects might vary between different patient populations. This predictive capability could eventually enable truly personalized medicine, with treatments designed not just for specific diseases, but for individual patients' unique genetic and physiological characteristics. Emergency medical situations gain access to rapid drug development capabilities that could respond to new disease outbreaks or bioterrorism threats with unprecedented speed. Instead of waiting years for vaccine development, AI systems could potentially identify and test protective treatments within months. The trajectory of AI drug discovery suggests that the next 5 years will be remembered as a period of fundamental transformation in medical treatment development. Multiple AI-discovered drugs are expected to receive full regulatory approval by 2027, providing definitive proof that artificial intelligence can successfully guide compounds through the entire development process. The technology itself continues evolving rapidly. Researchers are developing AI systems that can design not just small molecule drugs, but also complex biological therapies, including antibodies, gene therapies, and entirely artificial biological systems. The integration of quantum computing with AI drug discovery promises to enable molecular simulations of unprecedented accuracy and scope. Perhaps most significantly, the democratization of AI drug discovery tools could fundamentally alter who can participate in pharmaceutical research. Academic institutions, smaller biotechnology companies, and even individual researchers with appropriate computational resources could potentially make drug discovery contributions that were previously possible only for major pharmaceutical corporations. The convergence with other emerging technologies, including personalized medicine based on individual genetic profiles, real-time health monitoring through wearable devices, and advanced manufacturing techniques that could enable on-demand drug production, suggests that the current revolution might be just the beginning of a much broader healthcare transformation. Manufacturing approaches are evolving to support AI-designed drugs. Traditional pharmaceutical manufacturing assumes large batches of standardized compounds. AI-designed, personalized treatments might require entirely new production approaches that can create small quantities of customized medications efficiently and safely. We're witnessing the emergence of a new era in human medicine where the limiting factor isn't our understanding of disease, but our ability to process and analyze the enormous complexity of biological systems. For the first time in medical history, we have computational tools that can match the complexity of human biology with analysis of matching sophistication. The early results suggest that this capability might finally enable us to develop treatments for diseases that have resisted human ingenuity for centuries, and to do so at speeds that could bring relief to patients within years rather than decades. The story of AI drug discovery in 2025 is ultimately about accelerating human capability to solve our most pressing medical challenges. For anyone following medical innovation, investing in healthcare technologies, or simply hoping for faster progress against diseases that affect them or their loved ones, the developments in AI drug discovery represent one of the most significant technological advances of our lifetime. The revolution is happening now, and its impact will likely extend far beyond anything we can currently imagine. Companies like Recursion Pharmaceuticals, Insilico Medicine, and Google's Isomorphic Labs aren't just promising faster drug discovery, they're delivering it. The question is no longer whether artificial intelligence will transform medicine, but how quickly that transformation will reach patients who need it most. What do you think? How will AI drug discovery change your healthcare decisions? Which diseases would you prioritize for AI-accelerated research? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more breakthrough technology stories that reveal how artificial intelligence is reshaping our world. Until next time, keep questioning everything and stay curious.